Jamaican woman's butt implants explodes on her. Yes, people, so I actually get this DCS TV do all of the voices them and everything for the story live and direct. Cause you know usually I'm behind the camera and just I hear my voice and I hear me I do the voices then for the character then for the stories and thing. But now I hear everything live and direct. Anyways, kick it off. Debian James was in search of the perfect figure when she forked out $5,000 for her butt implants. However, since then, the experience has been nothing short of a nightmare as her body is now deteriorating. Right now, this is the worst decision I have ever made in my entire life, James said. In tears, James told the Jamaica News that she was very excited when she first got her new butt, as it allowed her to be very confident, something she was not capable of doing before. She said that men began telling her that she was very sexy and she got a lot of attention when she went out. The newfound attention became a nightmare for James, as only a year after doing the procedure, she started to experience unbearable pain in her lower back. She said that she thought it was only linked to her period, but it got worse over time. Me normally feel back pain during my time of the month, so I never nothing me did a pray too much. But me remember only one day, the pain get worse and lick me. Me couldn't move. And that's why me did I forgot doctor, because it did serious, she said. The visit to the doctor did not give her any answer, she said. She was given tablets, but the pain continued. She later realized that the skin on the section of her hip had blisters and cuts that were not normally there. With her condition worsening, she decided to go to the doctor in the United States who did the implants to find out what was wrong. My skin did start tear and it did really painful. It did feel like my butt got drop off. So I go back to the doctor because the pain did get too much. When me go to the man, him say my body I reject the silicone and me did have to take it out, she said. Dr. Winston Dawes, the Chief Executive Officer of Mahogany Health and Fitness in St. Mary, told the Jamaica News that any foreign substance injected into the body can yield a bad result. He said that once the substance comes in contact with the tissues, it may cause a very serious reaction. Dawes also explained that there are serious conditions and consequences when people do butt implants because in some circumstances it may lead to death. Sometimes the doctor injects a balloon into the body and if it ruptures you can get a very bad scarring. A lot of times it is done at places that are not qualified and then bad things begin to happen, he said. Terrified of what was to come, James said that she decided to follow the US doctor's instructions and removed all the silicone. Sadly, some of it was embedded in her flesh. She said that she has been in pain ever since and is constantly on antibiotics because of the bacteria in her body. So far, she said that she spent $3,000 to remove some of the silicone and that she is due for another doctor's visit next year. This is very frustrating and I regret the day I did this, she said. Every time I shower, it seems like my skin is tearing apart and I am constantly on the pills. The life they create in the media is not always true. I am proof of that. I would never encourage anyone to do it. So peeps, you hear that straight up from Debian James herself. Do not do butt implants unless you're going to be professional. Anyways, whether or not professionally or not, remember, as the doctor said, Dr. Dawes from St. Mary, he explained to us clearly that, our bodies are not really made to accept foreign objects. So like in terms of silicone and other things, it might work for some persons, but for other persons it yield a bad result or a bad reaction because their body reject the silicone. Like in her case, Miss James, you know, we put in the butt them, the butt implants. She was okay for a year. Building up to that first year, she had pain, so on and so forth, but it wasn't bad to a point where she had to go to the doctor. She was bearing the pain because she felt it was some kind of pain related to her period, but she never went to the doctor until it got so worse that she started seeing blisters and all of them things they come up on her backside because you can see like her body a drop off. You see what I say, people? So hence the reason why you have to be very careful. And I want to go for the ladies them out there plan to get the butt implants. Always look at the side effects and what can happen, the pros versus the cons. Because if you are going to do that, you know, and it's going to be, because you hear, as I said, doctor said it can be a life-threatening, you know, thing. It's when I say you go and get the surgery and up died. There are so many cases of that. Even 3 years ago, I read in the paper about a lady dying, getting a breast implant and dying. You see what I say? And butt implants, because remember, them parts of the tissue, then a lot of veins and all of that, and muscles and them things, a lot of tissue there, so you will find your body quicker to reject things right there and all of that. Anyway, the body still, but it all depends on the person and the type of foreign object where I put in the body. You see me? So always bear that in mind. Say, think about it first before you do it, and say, hold on there. Is this really worth it? Is this worthwhile to have my body look a certain way? You know, life versus death. Will I make that choice? Can I really look at it like this? Me have my kids to live for, me have my family to live for, and me go take a step and take a chance like that for putting there. Isn't I say put in them type of thing then and body if you know say it's a 50-50 chance I might live or I might die. Isn't I say? So if I always remember that at the end of the day. And me have no problem with women who want to do that and thing. I like the shape, you know what I mean? Most men like the figure, them like how them look and thing. But I also like natural women. If you're flat, if you're round, if you're fat, if you're mager. So me I say, is a reason why God make you. And there's beauty in everyone. You see me, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Some people no might like how you look, but you are beauty in the eyes of someone else. But, you know, to each his own. If you want to do that and you want, you see me I say? You're that up to you, you know what I mean? Bless up to all the ladies that keep it natural still. Bless up to all the ladies that want to go on natural. It's up to you at the end of the day, as been stated before. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. As always, DCS TV, this up. I'm out.